Iloilo, Hiligaynon, Kapuran sang Iloilo, Kinaraya, Kapuran kang Iloilo, Filipino, Lalawigan ng Iloilo, is a province located in the region of Western Visayas in the Philippines. Iloilo occupies a major southeast portion of the Visayan island of Panay and is bordered by the province of Antique to the west, Capiz to the north, the Jintotolo Channel to the northeast, the Guimaras Strait to the east, and the Iloilo Strait and Panay Gulf to the southwest. Just off Iloilo's southeast coast is the island province of Guimaras, once part of Iloilo but now an independent province. Across the Panay Gulf and Guimaras Strait is Negros Occidental, occupying the northwestern half of the larger island of Negros. Iloilo's capital is Iloilo City, though the city itself is independent and not governed by the provincial government itself. According to the 2015 census, the population of the province, excluding Iloilo City, is 1,936,423. If Iloilo City is included, the population is 2,361,042 in total. History. At the time of the imperial Spanish conquest, writing was a new import and the use of organic mediums such as leaf and bamboo, and no pre-Hispanic written accounts of Iloilo exist today. Oral history, in the form of recited epics, has survived to a small degree, with a few recordings made from the last known surviving Binuquets. But from these oral history and from writings from other sources, one can still glean Iloilo's ancient pre-colonial past. The controversial origins of the people of Iloilo is said to be from the state of Panay, a nation occupying Sumatra. Panay was a militant nation allied under the Empire Mandala of the Srivijaya that defended the conflict-ridden Strait of Malacca. The small kingdom repulsed any unlicensed Chinese, Indian or Arab navies that often warred in or pirated the Straits of Malacca, and for a small nation, they were adept at taking down armadas larger than itself. They were successful in policing and defending the Straits of Malacca for the Srivijaya until the Chola invasion of Srivijaya occurred, wherein a surprise attack from behind, originating from the occupied capital, rendered the militant state of Panay vulnerable from an unprotected assault from the back flank. The Chola invaders eventually destroyed the state of Panay and its surviving soldiers, royals and scholars were said to have been secreted out eastwards. In their 450 years of occupying Sumatra, they refused to be enslaved to Islam, Taoism and/or Hinduism, but after the state's dissolution, the people who stayed behind in Panay, themselves, have a legend wherein the high-born scholars, soldiers and nobles of Panay fled to other islands. At this juncture, Iloilo came into prominence, when the local settlement called Iron and was founded by Datu Pibarong, who presumably fled the fallen Srivijaya Empire after he and his fellows within the new Mandala of Kadatuan of Madhya bought the island of Panay, which they presumably named after the state of Panay or the shortening of the Ati word, Ananape, from Maracudo, the chieftain of the Ati people. The Kadatuan of Madhya eventually grew a powerful and strong naval presence that it rivaled the nearby states of the Rajanate of Cebu, the Kingdom of Tondo and the Sultanate of Sulu when it came to wealth and prestige. By 1512, this state had grown so powerful militarily and economically, their naval power regularly threatened Chinese imperial shipping. So much so, that the Chuancho Gazeter specifically reported that the Pai Shiya Bisaya, another term for people from Iloilo, consistently made devastating raids against the empire's commerce. Nevertheless, Spain eventually succeeded on conquering of the island of Panay when Spanish conquistador Miguel López de Legazpi moved his headquarters from the island of Cebu and creating the first Spanish settlement in the island in Ogtong in 1566. This is mainly due in part to the rivalries between the Bisaya and the Moro, of which the former found an ally in Spanish against the latter. The Bisaya accepted alliances with Spain, to defend themselves against the enslaving Moros. To this end, Iloilo contributed troops in the Castile War against the Sultanate of Brunei. In 1581, the encomienda in Ogtong was moved to La Villa Rica de Arevalo, because of frequent coastal raids by the Dutch privateers. Furthermore, an attack in the year 1600, part of the Spanish-Moro conflict, where there was a large Muslim armada to destroy Iloilo city, led by two Moros named Sarungan and Salakala who lead the Muslim force of 70 ships and 4,000 warriors that had raided and attacked several Visayan islands in order to abduct slaves to sell to their allies in the Sultanate of Demak and the Sultanate of Malacca, eventually caused the move of the city center further on to the mouth of the Iron River, founding what is now Iloilo city and constructing Fort San Pedro to defend it in 1616. Nevertheless, when the 4,000 Moros led by Sarungan and Salakala tried to attack Iloilo city, they were repulsed with heavy losses in the town of Arevalo by a force of 1,000 Hiligaynon warriors and 70 Mexican arquebusiers under the command of Juan Garcia de Sierra, the Spanish officer who died in the battle. Soon, the area itself began to prosper, due to its successful textile and sugar industry. As a result, it received Chinese immigrants from the west that worked for its trades, and Latinos from the ports of Mexico in the east to man its military installations. And over time Iloilo grew to be the most important province outside Manila. The city of Iloilo, by virtue of a royal decree of 1896, was given the honor of having a coat of arms with the inscription, La muy leal y noble ciudad de Iloilo, the most loyal and noble city, in reward for its loyalty to Spain during the Philippine Uprising. During the American period, Iloilo then became a home to many firsts, including the first department stores and cinema theaters in the nation. Nevertheless, Iloilo experienced a fall from grace after undergoing severe devastation during World War II, followed by a decline during the 1950s to the 1990s. In part due to the Great Iloilo Fire, which ruined the provincial economy, and the slow death of the sugar and textile industries that eventually some prominent families, Iloilo then, had the highest concentration of millionaires outside Manila, as well as the provincial bourgeoisie, abandoned the city to go to other areas such as Negros, Cebu, Mindanao and Metro Manila. Still, the large middle-class populace of Iloilo and its agri-business sector has managed to maintain both province and city, despite the exodus of some of its prominent families. Geography. The province covers a total area of 5,000.83 square kilometers, 1,930.83 square miles, occupying the central and eastern section of Panay Island in the western Visayas region. If Iloilo City is included for geographical purposes, Iloilo has an area of 5,079.17 square kilometers, 1,961.08 square miles. The province is bordered by province of Antique to the west, Capiz to the north, the Jintotolo Channel to the northeast, the Visayan Sea and Guimaras Strait to the east, and the Iloilo Strait and Panay Gulf to the southwest. The province is divided into two distinct geographic regions, the highlands of the central Panay mountain range on the western border and the lowland plains, which account for a larger portion of the province. Small islands east of its northernmost tip also dot the Visayan Sea. Of these, Pan de Azucar and Sicagan are well known. Mount Baloy is the highest mountain in Iloilo with an elevation of 6,261 feet 1,908 meters above sea level, located on the triple border of Iloilo, Capiz, and Antique. Other peaks are Mount Llorente 4,409 feet 1,344 meters, Mount Sansanan 4,219 feet 1,286 meters, Mount Napulak 4,095 feet 1,248 meters, Mount Balabag 3,728 feet 1,136 meters. Expansive fish ponds and mangrove wetlands are found along the coasts and rivers of Iloilo City and the towns of Aten, Leganes, Zaraga, Dumangas, Anilao, Banate, Barotac Viejo, Barotac Nuevo, Ajui, Balasan and Carles. Administrative divisions. The province of Iloilo consists of 42 municipalities and 2 cities, 1 component and 1 highly urbanized. Climate. Demographics. The population of Iloilo in the 2015 census was 1,936,423 people, with a density of 390 inhabitants per square kilometer or 1,000 inhabitants per square mile. If the highly urbanized city of Iloilo is included for statistical purposes, the province's total population is 2,361,042 people, with a density of 465 per square kilometers, 1,204 per square miles. People from Iloilo are called Ilonggos. There are 3 local languages used in the province: Hiligaynon, Ilonggo, Kinaraya and Kapanan. Hiligaynon and dialects, variants of it, are spoken in Iloilo City and in some towns of the province, especially to the northeast. Spanish is strictly a local language, at least in a historical way, with the number of natural Spanish speakers strongly declining after World War II, and due to this, there are today many Ilonggos who do not consider it a local language. Language. Hiligaynon is concentrated in the city of Iloilo and surrounding areas, as well as the northeastern portion of the province, Guimaras and the Negros Island, especially in Negros Occidental and to a lesser extent in Negros Oriental, as well as the provinces of South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, and North Cotabato in Soccsksargen, Mindanao. It is also spoken in the neighboring provinces, such as Capiz, Antique, Aklan, Masbate, Palawan and Romblon, as well as in some parts of Maguindanao. It is also spoken as a second language by Cebuano speakers in Negros Oriental, Kinaraya speakers in Antique, Aklanon, Malayanan speakers in Aklan and Kapanan speakers in Capiz. The language is referred to as Ilonggo in Iloilo and Negros Occidental. More precisely, Ilonggo is an ethno-linguistic group referring to the people living in southeastern Panay and its associated culture. The boundaries of the language called Ilonggo and that called Hiligaynon are unclear. The disagreement of which name is correct extends to Philippine language specialists and native laypeople. Religion. Iloilo is Catholic-predominated province comprising about 60% of the population. Protestant churches also exist, such as members of Philippine Independent Church or Aglapayan Church with 35% of the population, Baptist, Presbyterian, Methodist, Adventist, and other evangelical Christians. There are also non-Protestant and other Christian sects such as Iglesia Ni Cristo, Church of Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mormon, and Jehovah's Witnesses, while non-Christians are usually represented by Muslims, and to a lesser extent, Buddhists and Hindus. Culture. Spanish architecture can be seen in old buildings in downtown Iloilo. Ancient Indonesians, Malaysians and Vietnamese, and later the Indian, Arab, Chinese, Korean and Japanese merchants were already trading with the Ilonggos, long before the arrival of the Spaniards and other Europeans. The ruling Spanish government encouraged these foreign merchants to trade in Iloilo, but they were not given privileges like ownership of land. Foreign merchants and Spaniards intermarried with the locals, and the mestizo class was eventually born from their union. The mestizo offsprings of the local nobilities later emerged as the ruling class of the Ilonggos. See Principalia. The town's fiesta is one of the most important events for Ilonggos. Almost every town, municipality, in Iloilo has a fiesta and festival celebrated annually. Iloilo is also home to 2 of the nation's cultural minorities, the Sulad Bukidnon and the ATI. Government. Governor, Arthur D. Defensor Sr. Vice Governor, Christine S. Garin. Provincial Board Members. Ex officio Board Members. PCL President, Licurgo Tirador. ABC President, Pablito Gemarino. District Representatives. 1st District, Oscar S. Garin, Jr. 2nd District, Arcadio H. Goriceta. 3rd District, Arthur D. Defensor, Jr. 4th District, Ferginel G. Byron. 5th District, Raul C. Tupas. Economy. Iloilo's economy is vibrant, because of good political will and the cooperation of the Ilonggos. Iloilo's economic boom made thousands of jobs, and made the province one of the most competitive in the country. Iloilo City is the center for real estate, accommodation, medical centers, education, shopping centers, business centers, BPO centers and many more. Iloilo's northern part consists of a strong fishing industry and a booming tourism industry. It is near the Visayan Sea, which makes that part of province one of the leading areas in fisheries in the nation. The central part is an agri-industrial center producing a wide array of agricultural products such as corn, rice, bananas, pineapples and sugar among others, as well as high-end crops in the Bukhari area in Leon and in the highlands of Alamodian, as well as inland resorts and trekking sites. The sugar industries is centered in Pasay City and its neighboring towns like Lambunao, Duenas, San Enrique and Bingawan. Southern Iloilo economy is mostly based on tourism because of the century-old churches and colonized buildings and its beaches and marine reserves, especially in Gimbal, Miago and San Joaquin towns. Infrastructure. Iloilo International Airport. The airport serves the province of Iloilo, including its capital city, Iloilo City, the regional center of the Western Visayas region in the Philippines. It opened its doors to commercial traffic on June 14, 2007 after a decade of planning and construction located at Cabatuan, Iloilo, replacing the old Iloilo Airport in Mandurriao, Iloilo City and inherited its IATA and ICAO airport codes. It is the fourth busiest airport in the Philippines, from its predecessor. It is the first airport in both Western Visayas and the island of Panay to be built to international standards, and one of the 4 airports in the region planned to be an international gateway. It is one of the 2 international airports in Western Visayas, the other one being Kalibo International Airport. Iloilo Port Complex. The Port of Iloilo, considered the leader of trade and a commercial hub for Western Visayas, is also one of the safest natural seaports in the Philippines. The Iloilo Commercial Port Complex is located on 20.8 hectares of reclaimed land. It includes 11,400 square meters of open space for operations, supplemented by an area of 97,000 square meters, a crane, rails of 348 lineal meters, roll-on roll-off support, a 7,800 container freight stations, and a 720 square meter passenger shed. The port complex is ideal for ships plying international routes having a berth length of 400 meters, a width of 26.26 meters and a berthing depth of 10.50 meters. A number of shipping companies use the Port of Iloilo, including Lorenzo Shipping Corporation, 2GO, Amigo Shipping Company, New Panay Shipping Company, Sulpicio Lines, and Trans-Asia Shipping Lines Inc. Fast ferries serve Iloilo-Bacolod routes 8 times daily. 2GO inter-island, overnight ferries serve longer routes, going to Manila, Bacolod, Cebu, Zamboanga and Cagayan de Oro City. Pumpboat ferries cross the Iloilo Strait to Guimaras constantly during the day and on special trips at night. Roll-on, roll-off ferry service, known as RORO, is available between Iloilo City and Guimaras, but the RORO to Negros is available from Dumangas, Iloilo, including RORO from Iloilo to Palawan. It is ranked 3rd in terms of ship calls at 11,853, 4th in cargo throughout at 491,719 million metric tons and 4th in passenger traffic at 2.4 million annually. Accessibility. Iloilo is one of the most accessible provinces in the Philippines. Iloilo can be reached by plane on regular commercial international flights from Hong Kong and Singapore to the Iloilo International Airport. Direct domestic flights connect Iloilo to major cities in the Philippines including Manila, Cebu, Davao, General Santos, Puerto Princesa, Zamboanga and Cagayan de Oro. Direct ferry routes and roll-on roll-off connections on the Philippines Nautical Highway are also available between Iloilo and all major cities in the country. By plane, travel time to the Iloilo takes around 1 hour from Manila, 30 minutes from Cebu, 2 hours and 30 minutes from Hong Kong, and 3 hours and 30 minutes from Singapore. By direct ferry, Iloilo is approximately 1.5 hours away from Bacolod, and 15 minutes away from Guimaras. By land, Iloilo is around 4 to 5 hours away from Boracay, 3 hours away from Kalibo, and 2 hours away from Roxas City. Iloilo transportation gateways. Iloilo International Airport. The Iloilo International Airport is the primary gateway to Iloilo. It serves regularly scheduled direct domestic flights to Iloilo from major Philippine airlines including Manila, Cebu, Davao, General Santos, Puerto Princesa, and Cagayan de Oro. The airport also serves international flights from Iloilo to Hong Kong and Singapore. Flights to Iloilo are served by Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines, PAL Express, and Tigerair. The Iloilo Airport is located approximately 19 kilometers or 20 minutes away by taxi from Iloilo City. Iloilo Seaports. Ferries in Iloilo depart and arrive at various seaports in Iloilo City and Iloilo Province depending on the route and vessel type. 1. Ferry terminals along the Iloilo River in Lapuz District. Iloilo City serves fast-craft ferries to and from Bacolod, Roro ferries to and from Guimaras, and ferries to and from Palawan. 2. The Iloilo Domestic Port in Fort San Pedro. Iloilo City proper serves shipping companies with routes to and from Manila, Cebu, Cagayan de Oro, and Zamboanga. Tourism. As a leading province during the Spanish colonial era, the province of Iloilo is widely known for its beautiful Old World architecture similar to that of Latin American countries. Spanish colonial churches are amongst the well-known tourist sites in the province. Some natural sites are also in here as well as mixed-use parks that sprawl around the province. Miagao Church. A World Heritage Site. The Aztec Baroque-inspired church with Filipino botanicals used to carved on the facade. It is known for its intricate facade and pyramidal bell towers. The church was used as a fortress during the olden days. It is a massive structure built of yellowish limestones. Molo Church. The Gothic Renaissance Church of Molo was used as a watchtower to warn the people if there are any attackers on the shore of Iloilo City. It is a fine coral stone church with classical and Gothic details. It is also known as the Feminist Church because of the beautiful female saints lining inside the church. Cabatuan Church. This neoclassic church, known to be the most massive Hispanic structure in Iloilo, is built of red bricks. It is believed to be the largest red brick structure in the Visayas and it was given the title, Model of Temples, by the El Eco de Panay. The Cabatuan Church is known to be the only extant Spanish colonial church with 3 facades. San Jose Church. The beautiful church in front of Plaza Libertad is considered the most historic amongst the churches in Iloilo City. It is a Byzantine neoclassic church planned to look like the Spanish Church of Valencia del Cid. The church is known for its collection of priceless Catholic treasures. Pasay City Church. This is considered a militaristic church in that it was planned as a fortress church, and the proof of this can be seen in the massive buttresses which support the front and back walls of the church. The church was built to replace churches that had been destroyed by an earthquake in 1612 and subsequent churches that had been destroyed by fires. Old Capitol Building of the province of Iloilo. A National Historical Site. The building was built with wood stone during the Spanish colonization. It served as the capital when the civil government of Iloilo was founded in 1901. The National Historical Institute (NHI) formally recognized the Old Capitol as a historical landmark through a marker installed on its walls on April 11, 2010. Bucari Area. Bucari Area is an area with mountainous terrain situated in the highlands of Leon and Alamodian. It is known as the Summer Capital of Iloilo and declared as a special economic zone for tourism and ecological enterprise due to its cool climate, topography, highland attractions and scenery. Bulabog Putian National Park. Bulabog Putian National Park is a protected rain forest area known for being a living museum of flora and fauna. Hundreds of local and foreign tourists visit the 847 Eco-Tourism Park to immerse in the area's natural attractions such as its various forms of wildlife and more than 30 caves. It is located within the municipalities of San Enrique and Dingle, Isla de Gigantes. The Isla de Gigantes is an island group found in the offshores of the municipality of Carles. The place is known for its numerous caves, white sand beaches, emerald-like shores and lagoon, and rock formations. Santa Barbara Church. The Santa Barbara Parish Church and Convent is considered to be the cradle of independence in Panay and in the Visayas. In 1991, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines declared Santa Barbara Church and Convent as a national landmark. The church was the site where General Martin Delgado of the Visayan Revolutionary Government started the junta that resulted to the first cry of revolution against the Spaniards outside Luzon. It was also used as the general headquarters and military hospital of the revolutionary forces. Calle Real Heritage District, Calle Real, or the J.M. Basa Street in Iloilo City, is once the main commercial center of the city during the Imperial Spanish and American periods. It houses numerous old colonial buildings. Iloilo River Esplanade. The Esplanade is Iloilo City's newest hub for dining, leisure and recreation. Poised to be one of the longest linear park in the country. Iloilo Golf and Country Club. The Iloilo Golf Course and Country Club is the oldest golf course in Southeast Asia. It all began in the 1850s when the British, led by Iloilo-based Vice-Consul Nicholas Loney, known today as the father of the Philippine sugar industry, universities and colleges School SPED Integrated School for Exceptional Children Sports Stallion FC is an association football club founded in Barotac Nuevo. The club is affiliated with the Iloilo Football Association and currently playing in Division I of the United Football League. Media Iloilo City is home to regional television stations of GMA Network, GMA TV 6 and GMA News TV 28, TV 5, UHF 36 and Axion TV 46, Solar Channels 9 TV 4, etc. UHF 32 and 2nd Avenue UHF 24, Beam UHF 26, and ABS-CBN, ABS-CBN TV 10, ABS-CBN Sports Plus Action, UHF 38. Notable Ilonggos. References. External links. Media related to Iloilo at Wikimedia Commons. Iloilo Province Travel Guide from Wikivoyage. Geographic data related to Iloilo at OpenStreetMap. Iloilo Travel Website. Republic of the Philippines, official website of the Provincial Government of Iloilo. Philippine Standard Geographic Code